Morning, everybody. It's 8:48 on this Friday, the 5th of July. Hope everyone had a good weekend. Let's get to the numbers. Big, important numbers today that unfortunately turned out to be pretty much a nothing burger. Okay, we have non-farm payrolls. Estimate was for between 175 and about 185, and the number came in at 206,000. The unemployment rate ticked up a tenth of a percent to 4.1%. Average hourly earnings up 3/10. That is exactly in line with estimates. Although last month it was up 4/10, and the month before it was only up 2/10. So we're just hanging in this area. Average hourly earnings on a year-over-year basis, 3.9% versus 4.1%. Average hourly work week came in exactly as expected and unchanged, 34.3. Labor force participation came in up a little bit, 62.6 versus 62.5. As far as the futures go, I got an early start this morning at 6 o'clock. The futures were down 10 in the Dow, up 9 in the NASDAQ, down 5 in the S&P. At 8:29, the Dow was down 27, NASDAQ was up 17, and the S&P was down 4. And then right after the jobs report, we were up 30 in the Dow, up 38 in the NAS, and up 2 in the S&P. As of right now, the NASDAQ is basically unchanged, down about $2. The Dow is, one second, I'll get you a fresh number here. The Dow is up 20, and the S&P is, as I said, basically unchanged, up $1. So not a lot of action there. On the information as it came out, the 10-year, which was trading at 432, got down to 428. That would be down 12 basis points, but in point of fact, that would still be a negative 35 on the 2 and 10. And since they came out 16 minutes ago, we've moved all the way back to 431.90. So let's call that unchanged at 432. So really nothing. Dow now up 18, S&P down 4, NASDAQ down 12. Of those government numbers, 74%, of the payroll numbers, 74% were government jobs. And those were not just federal government, also local government, education, which at this time of the year is kind of strange because school's out. In any event, Asia mixed, Europe up a little. The one that surprises me is that with all of the economic upheaval and protests and such in France, they actually are up almost 3% for the week. So I don't know what that says about the political alignment of the world. Okay, chart on the screen, obviously my favorite. I've been harping on this. The copper is up another, at 6 o'clock it was up about a dime. Now it's up about 13 and a half cents at 466.80. So let's call it 467. It has been as high as 451.30. So as I pointed out over the weekend and then again this morning, the 5 and 20-day moving average busts back to the upside again after bouncing off this red line, which is the 100-day. I was looking for the crossover. We got that roughly 8 days ago, which was when we got long. Unfortunately, we had this drop after we got long, but we did average down in here on the 24th, but instead of buying the CPER 29s to average down, we actually bought the 28s. It looks to me as if the CPER is going to open in the area of about 28.75 or so. The last is actually 28.85. So we're 85 cents into our 45-cent 28s. The 29s, which closed at 24 cents, probably ought to open up maybe a dime or maybe as much as 15 cents, which will take it almost back to what we paid for them. As far as stock news, there's very little. Tesla has gotten a big boost. I wrote against it on Wednesday, again foolishly. I'm in at 183 and change, I think. I wrote the 245s for about $3.50, and the stock is now, and they expire today, and the stock is now 251, up another 5. Nvidia up 20 cents, expects to sell 12 billion in artificial intelligence chips in China, according to the FT. I'm not sure whether those are somewhat downgraded. Elevance, 531, up 61 cents, even though the digital pharmacy sent out a bunch of incorrect prescriptions. Macy's, Arc House Management raises the bid for Macy's. The stock is 19.20, up $1.27. And Coinbase, COIN, 215, down about 10, dropping like a rock. Over the weekend, I put up the chart of the Bitcoin. It was problematic when it was down 1,800%, $1,800, or roughly 3.5%. This is what it's done since then. I was looking at the lows in here around 57,000. At the time, the low was right around 57,000. The low is now 53.8. I don't see how we don't get back down to this 200-day moving average, which is way down at about let's call it 51,000. My area of support is actually a little higher than that in here, in the 52 to 54,000 on the weekly. But this is quite a break. I mean, we have a 6-week decline from 72,000, which was the third lower high, or the second lower high. We had the high at 74.4. We had the high at 74.405, slightly higher 74.10, then a lower high here at 72.8, and now a lower low. So not really sure where this one's going to stop. Okay, as far as the futures, let's just get one last read on those. We have the Dow, let's see. We have the S&P down $2.30, so really nothing going on there. We have the Dow up 19, which is basically also really doing nothing. And we have the NASDAQ up $4.37. So employment numbers really not meaningful.